Ellis Island is located in the New York Harbor and opened in 1892 as a federal immigration station for more than 60 years. Millions of newly arrived immigrants passed through the station during that time. It has been estimated that close to 40% of all current U.S. citizens can trace at least one of their ancestors back to Ellis Island. Immigrants boarded steamboats to begin their journey to America. The trip across the Atlantic Ocean lasted 1 to 2 weeks. The ships divided passengers by wealth and class. Up to 3,000 people would crowd one ship. When they finally got to the New York Harbor, one of the first things they saw was the Statue of Liberty. People would cheer as they spotted this famous symbol of America. Some would even weep with joy as the ship passed by. Officers wearing uniforms greeted the ferry boat as it docked at Ellis Island. The officers passed out numbered identity tags. The people who did not speak English were often unsure of what the officers were saying. The commotion was overwhelming. Men, women, and children struggled off the boat carrying trunks, clothes, sacks, and suitcases. Wearing their numbered identity tags, the immigrants entered the baggage room on the building's ground floor. They left all their belongings here until the inspection was complete. Next, the immigrants went upstairs to the registry room, where their medical and legal inspections took place. The waiting area in the registry room had long metal rails that helped maintain an orderly line as people went through the medical and legal inspections. Officials decided whether each person could enter the country right away or whether that person's case required further review. During the medical exam, doctors would perform a 6-second exam where they looked for any signs of illness or disease. If you passed, you moved on in the process. If you did not pass, you were marked and detained to the island. Some people were treated for weeks, months, and some never made it to America. However, 355 babies were born on Ellis Island. Each boat had a list of the names of each passenger on board, called a manifest. The manifest was given to the officials at Ellis Island. They used the manifest in the legal inspection to ask each immigrant 29 questions about their personal history. If you passed, you moved on. If you failed, you were detained until your case could be heard in a court setting. After the medical and legal inspections, immigrants arrived at the top of another staircase. The staircase had 3 aisles. Depending on which aisle you went down determined your location. At the bottom of the stairs was a post office, a ticket office for trains, and social workers to help immigrants who needed assistance. There was also an office to exchange money from their home currency to US dollars. An area on the first floor of the building became known as the Kissing Post. It got that nickname because it was where family and friends waited for their loved ones. After months or years apart, they hugged and kissed and shouted with joy and relief. For these immigrants, the journey was finally over. They were in America. Ellis Island was closed in 1954 and was left boarded up with no trespassing signs for many years. In 1965, President Johnson passed a bill stating that Ellis Island falls under the jurisdiction of the National Park Service as part of the Statue of Liberty National Monument. It reopened to the public in 1976. However, in 1982, Ronald Reagan headed the foundation to restore and preserve Ellis Island for years to come. Restoration began in 1984 and reopened to the public in 1990, 2 years ahead of schedule. The main building houses the new Ellis Island Immigration Museum and contains pictures and artifacts of the immigrants that traveled through. Many of the rooms have been restored to the way they appeared during the island's peak years. Since 1990, some 30 million visitors have visited Ellis Island to retrace the steps of their ancestors. Ellis Island was truly the gateway to America for many of our ancestors and for the history of our country.